The jackknife is an exercise that is named after the jackknife dive. Joseph Pilates was an avid diver, so this exercise resembles the dive that you'll see a diver do when they jump off, they fold in half, and then their legs flip up and they go into the water with no splash. So as we're practicing this exercise, you really want to have a strong movement rolling over and then a quick snappy movement lifting up, and then rolling down with control. This is the goal, and it's something that you work towards instead of doing all at once at the beginning. It requires quite a lot of strength because you're rolling over onto the delicate vertebra of your neck. So that's why it's a very advanced exercise. The strength comes from all of your muscles of your back, your abdominals, your hips, your bottom, your inner thighs, all of those muscles like a girdle of strength squeeze together and work together to control that movement, lifting up, stretching tall, and then rolling down with control. So it's a very, very, very a deep, advanced exercise that kind of engages everything that the body's supposed to be doing in Pilates. I think of it as one of the ultimate Pilates exercises. Let's go over a couple of the things that are often done wrong in the jackknife. So here is an example of that. When you're getting started with rolling over exercises, you'll often see someone roll over either with their legs not fully together, so they need to be glued together as if they're one, and then next you'll see legs go over and the hands start to help push the hips up. If you're not able to roll your legs over without your hands, then you're not ready for the exercise. So you'll want to work something else and just leave it out until you do gain more strength. It happens quite quickly for most people. And there also might be some issues of tightness. Okay, so third, so if you're able to lift your hips up with your hands on the mat, sometimes I'll see the hands curl up and the forearms lift off the floor. This is usually because there's some tightness or that there's some tension in the arms that's preventing this lever from pressing fully down. You want to be able to get that fully down with your chest open if possible. Okay, and then let's go over one last thing. Very important, you want your neck to be straight, so your eyes look straight up at the ceiling. If your head is twisted, the small vertebrae in the neck have pressure on them in a twisted position, and that's really not good for the body. So you want to keep your eyes straight up at the ceiling and your chest open and even. All right, so here we go. Working on the proper positioning of the full expression of the exercise. As the legs roll over, you want to have them parallel to the floor, not dropping down to touch the floor. And the weight is more on the shoulders and the arms than on my neck. So I'm not really flattening out my neck on the floor. I'm just basically on my shoulders. And as we lift, you want to keep lifting your hips up away from the floor, and then the legs go up to the sky. Ultimately, they're over your nose, but as you start out, you might hold them behind you a little further, and you want to try and not have them waver up and down as you come back to the mat. So you're reaching your toes in the opposite direction of where you're rolling down to. And then when you get to the bottom, squeeze the girdle of strength nice and strong and lower your legs to a level that you can support. The ultimate level is a few inches off the floor. And then that'll roll over again, lifting up and jackknife to the sky, and then roll down with control, trying not to waver all the way back to the mat. I'll do one more with the actual speed of the exercise. So the legs come all the way to down and over and up and down with control. And all the way down and rest. And that's the jackknife.